Yeah, Donald Trump is going to become the president of the most powerful country in the world.
Yeah.
Now, will he remain to be president of the most powerful country in the world in the next 5 years, or is China going to overtake the USA?
That's really up to the USA. On Friday at 12:01 p.m. sharp, Donald Trump will be the 45th president of the United States, replacing Barack Obama. If you believe the Washington Post and CNN, which is not a wise thing to do, they released this poll that shows that Trump is entering with a popularity rating of only 40%, about half of what Obama was when he came in. Now, that poll was fake news. This is, again, the latest incident for CNN and Washington Post to be busted, because in the survey, about 75% or over 70% of the people they surveyed were Democrats. It wasn't a fair survey. So Trump's numbers are higher, but the reality is America is a divided nation. It is now called the Divided States of America, and deservedly so. If Hillary had won the election, it would still be divided. So, and you have to remember, she won the popular vote by roughly 2.9 million votes. California and New York carried it for her, but she still lost the Electoral College, which is all that matters. So, Trump is in the right position at the right time. He's become the most powerful man in the world as of tomorrow, to stop China, because China is on the verge of surpassing the United States in some key areas, especially economically. But Trump has an anti-China bent, if you believe his rhetoric, yet he gets his ties made in China, so there's some hypocrisy there. One issue is going to be Taiwan. He has said that he doesn't agree with the two-state solution, meaning one China policy. He thinks Taiwan's a separate country, which it is. China has said we'll go to war over that issue. Nobody knows who's bluffing or not, whether both sides will back down or not. China is worried because economically, large companies now, from Apple to GM, they're all saying, even Amazon, who hates Trump, Bezos, the owner of Amazon, doesn't like Trump, Trump doesn't like Bezos, are now saying we're going to create hundreds of thousands of millions of jobs. So, Trump himself has said, I'm going to create more jobs than God, basically. So it's a high mark to try to meet. So China is going to flex its muscle. They always do this when there's a change in leadership. Same with any nemesis of America. So Trump is going to be tested. It's in the nature of the job. What Trump has to do is act wisely, not emotionally. If he just flies off the top of his head or off the cuff, hopefully the process will mellow him or have a check and balance there. The idea that Trump has his finger on the nuclear red button scares the you-know-what out of some people, his critics. Others are delighted over it. There is no precedent for what's going to happen. So it's going to take a few weeks for things to shake out. The only thing we do know is he's going to take the weekend off.
Okay, but there are other challenges of Trump apart from China.
Yeah.
One of this is unemployment, large-scale unemployment in the United States.
Yes.
The other thing is that you have people now all over USA and in Europe too, who like to drive trucks into crowds.
Yes.
There are people there who've been indoctrinated by the ISIS who like to pick up machine guns and shoot innocent civilians.
Yes.
Now these are the issues that Obama has left, or rather dumped, on Trump's lap.
Yeah.
So how is he going to deal with it?
Well, there's good news and bad news in that, considering the subject. Terrorism is never pleasant. There's a couple issues. One is Iran is now getting over roughly 120 tons of uranium. Trump is against the Iranian deal. The Iranians have said we're not going to renegotiate anything. So, like China, that's going to come to a head one way or another. And for Iran, it's a second round for them. The meter resets. The question is, will they comply with the agreement or not, which ironically Trump doesn't support. The wild card in this is potentially good news, which is Putin. Putin has already invited Trump or representative of the US government to the peace negotiations in Kazakhstan over Syria. Obama wasn't even invited, Kerry wasn't invited, and it's going to happen 3 days after Trump becomes president. Trump has said, we'll have someone there. So if Russia unites with Trump, the United States, to fight ISIS, ISIS is history. Europe, though, will remain a danger zone because of the Europeans. You know, the Germans, who pride themselves on order and doing things in a structured manner, they blew it when they brought in all these immigrants and didn't manage it properly. France has never managed it properly. That's going to remain so. But in France, a far-right government, a Trump equivalent, is taking over. So there may be some opportunities there. Germany is up in the air. Merkel may get elected or not. If she does get reelected for a fourth term, she's the only one left of the old guard. Nobody else is in power with whom she's used to dealing with. So Germany has to grow up, France has to grow up. They have to stop behaving like they've typically behaved, which helps terrorist attacks and kills innocent people. I wouldn't want to be ISIS right now if Russia and the United States go after them together. If they don't unite, ISIS will become more powerful and last longer.
So basically, Donald Trump's playboy days are over.
Yes.
He has to get down to work now.
Yes.
He's going to have his hands full.
More
Right?
than full. More than full. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.